Still really hot. And a little spicy. Whew. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of YouTube. Welcome back to another installment of Dan Does Korea. Today, I'm going to do something I thought I would never do in my life, and that is make a cooking video. Disclaimer, I'm not a chef. This is not an instructional video. Let's call it more of an experiment. This past week, I lost my grandmother. My grandmother passed away about a week ago. It's been hard being away from family at a time like this. This is the second grandparent I've lost while living in Korea. It's not easy. I was thinking of something I could do for my grandma, for my family. I got thinking and remembering about all the meals that my grandmother has cooked for me over the years. And I realized that I have not cooked for her once in my life. So this video is going to be dedicated to Grandma Jay. You will be missed. We love you. Okay, let's get into it. So today I'm going to attempt to cook one of the most common traditional Korean dishes. Before we get into that, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about kimchi. I know most of you have probably heard about kimchi. It's kind of synonymous with Korea, but let me give you a little introduction to kimchi. Believe it or not, barbecue is not the national dish of Korea. Kimchi is. It's been around for a very long time. It is served with just about every meal in Korea, whether you eat at home or at a restaurant, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Kimchi is everywhere. It's always unlimited at the restaurant, so you can order as much as you want. It's a very important food here, and for good reason. There's a lot of history that goes behind it. There are literally hundreds of different types of kimchi, but essentially all you need to know is that it's fermented vegetables that's been salted and seasoned. The difference between like kimchi and pickled foods would be that pickled foods use vinegar and kimchi does not. Like I said, it's seasoned, so some of the common seasoning, you can season it with just about anything, but some of the more common ones would be spring onions, or like green onions, I guess, gochuru, which is red pepper flakes, garlic, ginger, jotgal, which is salted seafood. Also, there's fish sauce known as ekjot, I think. It is a very healthy food because it is fermented. It's got the probiotics, so it's good for digestion, as well as a few other things. It's good, apparently good for boosting immunity, lowering cholesterol, fighting off infections, and a few other things. So it is always, or usually on the lists of like the world's superfoods. Kimchi does have a wee bit of history behind it. I did some research and I saw that the first documented case of kimchi goes back about 2,000 years from a Chinese text. Although I did read articles that say it goes back even further, about 4,000 years. It became popular for a few different reasons. I guess the number one would be that it's just easy to keep. Traditionally, they would be kept in like these big clay pots called ongi. They would be buried in the ground, and so in the wintertime it would keep the kimchi from freezing. In the summertime it would keep it cool and kind of slow down the fermentation process. It was before refrigerators. It was just an easy way to keep kimchi around. The other reason would be the introduction of Buddhism in Korea. Happened about 4th century. With Buddhism came the idea of vegetarianism, and so people were eating less meat and they needed something else. So it was a way of keeping vegetables good for longer. Since then, Korea has regained their love of meat, and barbecue is very, very popular here now. So the dish I'm cooking today is called Kimchi Jjigae. There are different kinds of jjigaes. Jjigae just means stew. I was introduced to this by a friend of mine, Bobby. My first few months in Korea, I didn't know any of the food. I didn't know how to order anything in a restaurant. So what I tended to do was stop off at a bakery on my way to work, and every day I would have like sandwiches from a place called Paris Baguette. A very popular bakery here in Korea. They're on every street corner. So anyway, me and a group of friends went to an island for a weekend, and we stayed on a beach, and we woke up in the morning, everyone's hungry, and we went to the restaurant on the beach, and Bobby ordered me Kimchi Jjigae. I loved it. I made sure I wrote down the name so I could remember it and order it in restaurants. And for the next 3 or 4 months, I think I ate it every day. It was a nice break from the sandwiches from Paris Baguette. So I ate that until I kind of learned more of the foods and how to order different foods. So Kimchi Jjigae, I've had a lot of it. Not so much these days. Now I have it maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. It's available pretty much at any Korean style restaurant as a side dish, or a lot of people just eat it for lunch. It's cheap, $4, $5, $6, somewhere around there. I can't think of anything else you need to know about kimchi or kimchi jjigae before we get started. I'll talk about the cooking process as I go. So yeah, let's get cooking. All right, here's everything I'm going to be using today to make our kimchi jjigae. I guess I'll start with the left. Over here we've got the all-important kimchi, which is supposed to be aged 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know if this is the right kind. I guess we'll find out. Then we got some manu, or garlic. Over here we've got gochugaru, which is the red pepper flakes. Very important in Korean cooking. This is the gochujang, which is a paste, a spicy paste made from the chili pepper and fermented soybean. Then we got some tofu. Firm. It's supposed to be firm. I think this is firm. I don't know. I don't usually cook with tofu. And then we've got the spring onion. I don't know the Korean name of that. I do know this is basot, or mushroom, and this one is yangpa, or onion. Salt and pepper. Salt is sogum, and pepper, I think, is huchu. And then down here, the all-important samgyeopsal, or belly pork. I think I got about 200 grams here. I'm not sure, I didn't weigh it out. I'm gonna cook it in my pot, and then I'll serve it in my dukbaegi. Now this is very traditional. It's made up of the same material that the ongi was made from, like a clay. I'm not sure if they still make it in that or not. I really don't know what it is made of. But it does carry really, really hot soup, like boiling. And so you need the bottom part there to carry out from the kitchen. This is what you would be served in any restaurant, is a dukbaegi. Okay, that's everything we need. I'm gonna start prepping, and then we can start cooking. Okay, we are ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna turn on the heat. I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet or not, but this is my first time cooking kimchi jjigae. I did watch a few YouTube videos on how to cook. It seems pretty simple and straightforward. We'll see how it goes. What we do is we start with the pork. Get all that pork in there. Add some salt and pepper. Garlic. Whoa, you really gotta squeeze that. Wow. Ooh, smells good. Okay, next we're gonna add the kimchi. Now we're supposed to add, I don't know, a couple cups of kimchi. I'm just gonna eyeball it. We'll see how that works. Okay, kimchi's in. Give that a little stir. Oh, it smells good. Up next, the onion. Looking good. All right, up next, we got the gochujang. It's supposed to be about a tablespoon. Now this stuff is really, really thick and sticky. Whoa. Really thick. Let's see, I'll put a little bit more. And then we mix that around. The gochujang, red pepper flakes. Oh, I think maybe I used too much. This might be kind of spicy. Gonna add some water. So this is one of those recipes or dishes where like every grandmother has their own way of doing it. There's really no like set recipe for kimchi jjigae. It's kind of whatever you want to throw in. I'm gonna throw in the mushrooms, the tofu. It's starting to look like kimchi jjigae, just like in the restaurants. Yeah, looking good. I can smell the spices. They're making their way into my nose. It's really boiling. I'm gonna throw in the last of the ingredients. We got the spring onion, the green onion. Just put that on top. All right, I think we're ready. Get my tteokbokki. Need some of that juice. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna put the lid on this guy. And there we go. Time to eat. Okay, dinner is served. You wanna take a look at this? We got kimchi jjigae, my side of rice. I don't know, feels like something's missing. What's missing? I know. There we go. Okay, let's eat. Oh, it's hot. I've watched Koreans get served kimchi jjigae straight from the kitchen, and it's literally still bubbling, it's still boiling, and they will start shoveling it in their mouth. I have a feeling that Korean mouths are lined with lead. I can't do it, it just burns my mouth, so I gotta let this sit for a minute. I'll have a drink.
A few moments later.
Okay, I think it should be ready. Let's give it a try. Oh, maybe some rice. I'll make it a little cooler. Still really hot. And a little spicy. Whew. Let's try some of that pork. Oh, just like in the restaurants. Hey, not bad. A lot of times what I do is just take all the rice and put it in. It helps cool it down. Oh, spicy. I'm usually okay with spice. I can handle some spice, some hot stuff. Every once in a while I get shocked by spice, but usually it's not a big deal. I'm a pretty good chef. Maybe I should open up my own Korean restaurant in Canada. A little too much gochujang. I'm starting to sweat. So one good thing about this tteokbokki thing, when you get to the end, there's not much left. You just do this, and it all kind of pools at in the corner, so you can make sure you get every last bite. All the spices sink to the bottom. I'm sweating. Oh, tamanina. Okay. Bebeloyo. Pinishi. I'm finished. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. Let me know if you want to see any more cooking videos. Like I said at the beginning, I never thought in my life I'd be making a cooking video, but here I am. I'll do some research and find out what else I can cook for you guys. I guess that's it for now. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in future videos. 안녕하세요. Cheers, konbe. Oh.